Hello guys, today in this video we gonna look at best anime from each year. We gonna start with 1960 because the unique style of Japanese anime began forming with large-eyed, big-mouthed, and large-headed characters in 1960s. Let's begin. Alakazam the Great 1960. Alakazam is a brave monkey who has been encouraged to become their king by the other monkeys. But he becomes rude, and he does not believe that humans are smarter than him. Then he forces a magician to teach him magic. Magician warns Alakazam that the powers he gains now will bring him much misery in the future. But Alakazam becomes so arrogant that he abuses his magical abilities and chooses to challenge King Amo in the heavens. King Amo triumphs over him. He is sentenced to serve as Prince Amit's bodyguard on a pilgrimage in order to learn humility as a result of his punishment, where he eventually learns his lesson and grows into a true hero. The Littlest Warrior 1961. A police officer has been falsely accused of setting fire to a forest that he was supposed to protect. His family receives an order to leave their mansion and surrender to the new landowner while he is on trial in Kyoto. The family attempts to flee, but they are tricked and separated by bandits. After being sold as slaves, the two children are thrust into a harsh new reality in which they must struggle to survive by performing arduous physical labor. Ju and her younger brothers Ushio try to protect each other as they wonder if their parents will ever see them again. Otogi Manga Calendar 1962. The show was about historical events through a character who was not aware of what happened on this day in history. Sometimes photographs and film footage were mixed in with the animations to explain what historical event had taken place. King the Wolf Boy 1963. It's basically anime Mowgli. Shonen Ninja Kaze no Fujimaru 1964. Fujimaru is a baby when the story begins. His mother places him in a basket. The baby is suddenly kidnapped by an eagle, but Sasuke, a samurai, rescues him and accepts him as a disciple. Fujimaru develops into a gifted young man who learns ninjutsu and can control the wind. He has two powerful techniques: multiplication, which allows him to deceive his opponents by creating false images of himself, and leaves, which helps him to run away behind a wind swirl. Fujimaru has two objectives: reuniting with his mother and locating the Ryun book, a handwritten parchment containing powerful but dangerous techniques. Japusei, a master of fire techniques, is Fujimaru's main adversary. Kimba the White Lion 1965. Leo the White Lion was born on an ocean liner that sank off the coast of a bustling city, where he spent his childhood learning human language and customs. Leo returned to Africa in search of his family, home, and a place where he could truly belong, and thus began his quest to become the king of the jungle. Leo's quest is to find peace between the animals and humans, who are often in competition for space and resources. As he matures, Leo must contend with the harsh environment of the area, as well as threats from other animals and humans who hunt lions like him for sport. Only communication and mutual understanding can put an end to the fighting, and Leo's understanding of human culture could be exactly what the jungle requires. This sounds familiar. Robotan 1966. Robotan is a nerdy robot created by Kane-chan, a high school student. He possesses special abilities such as Robotan Copter and Robotan Punch, among others. Bachi, a small child who despises Robotan, devises a number of schemes to kill or enslave him, but Robotan foils all of his schemes. He also has a crush on Yumi, his teacher. Bananas are his favorite food, and they give him strength. Golden Bat 1967. Golden Bat is considered to be the first Japanese superhero. It's older than both Superman and Batman. The Golden Bat, a masked vigilante, opposes evil at every turn in the battle for justice. The Little Norse Prince 1968. Horus is a young boy who came across the Sun Sword while being pursued by silver wolves. He went out the day his father died to find the people from the town his father had told him about. He embarks on his journey with a small bear named Karo and finds himself in the middle of a great adventure fighting Grunwald and his subordinates who want to rule the world. Tiger Mask 1969. Tiger Mask was a feared American heel wrestler known for his brutality in the ring. He returned to Japan and he became a face. However, a young boy said he wanted to be a villain like Tiger Mask when he grew up. The young boy grew up in the same orphanage where Tiger Mask had spent his childhood. Tiger was inspired to be a heroic wrestler because he didn't want his son to idolize a villain. The anime's main antagonist was Tiger's Den, a mysterious organization that trained young people to be villainous heel wrestlers in exchange for giving the organization half of their earnings. Tiger Mask used to be a member of Tiger's Den as Yellow Devil, but he no longer wants anything to do with them and instead donates his money to the orphanage. This enraged the organization's leader, who dispatched a slew of assassins, including other professional wrestlers, to exact revenge. Tiger Mask character has also appeared in a number of wrestling video games. Kyojin no Hoshi. Die League Ball 1970. The story follows Hoshi, a promising young baseball pitcher who aspires to be a top star in the professional Japanese league like his father. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves 1971. The story is about a little boy who is the descendant of the leader of the thieves who met their fate in the 1001 Nights. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves is based on Arabian Nights. Mazinger Z 1972. Dr. Hell and Dr. Kabuto are two archaeologists who discovered the ruins of a long-ago civilization capable of building massive robots. When Dr. Kabuto learns of Dr. Hell's plans to conquer the Earth with robots, he flees and begins building Mazinger Z, a fantastic giant robot, as a defense weapon. Dr. Hell dispatches Baron Ashura and his army of Iron Masks to assassinate Dr. Kabuto. Before his death, he tells his grandson Koji about Mazinger Z and the sinister plan of Dr. Hell. From this moment on, with the help of Dr. Geno Tsukumi, Dr. Kabuto's ex-assistant, the inexpert Koji manages to learn how to pilot the powerful Mazinger. With Dr. Yumi's own robot, Aphrodite, piloted by his daughter Sayaka, both Mazinger and Aphrodite together combat and destroy every mechanical monster created by Dr. Hell. Mazinger Z helped to create the 1970s boom in mecha anime. Kōya no Shonen Isamu 1973. It's about the adventures of Isamu, a young boy who came from Japan living in the far west searching for his real father. Calimero 1974. Calimero is a small chicken with half of his eggshell attached to his head. He goes to school and plays with his girlfriend, Priscilla, and the troublesome Peter Duck occasionally tries to mess with him. Calimero is a small pullet who is always getting himself into trouble because he is a good person. Priscilla is his girlfriend. When Calimero does something stupid, however, Peter quickly follows up with her. Arabian Nights Sinbad's Adventures 1975. The story takes place over 1200 years ago and is based on a famous tale from the 1001 Arabian Nights. Sinbad, a mischievous boy full of curiosity, sneaks into the royal palace one night to watch the acrobatic performances and discovers that there is a vast world beyond Baghdad. Sinbad decides to become a sailor and travel the world after hearing about his uncle Captain Ali's adventures. Sinbad boards Captain Ali's ship, accompanied by Amina named Sheila, and sets out on the greatest adventure of his life, leaving a note for his father behind. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn 1976. This anime is based on Mark Twain's well-known masterpiece about Huckleberry Finn, the bright and merry orphan, who will be loved by children all over the world. Huckleberry joins forces with an escaped slave when he flees his orphanage. They raft down the Mississippi together, encountering all kinds of people and adventures along the way. Monarch the Big Bear of Tallac 1977. Lan, a Native American boy who lives with his father at the foot of the Sierra Nevada, meets two small bears one day. Lan gives the brother bear the name Jackie and the sister bear the name Jill. Lan and the two bears become fast friends as they play together. Their happiness, however, does not last long. Lan's father accidentally kills the mother of the two little bears. Lan decides to take Jackie and Jill back home to live with him because he feels sorry for them. Future Boy Conan 1978. Based on the incredible title by Alexander Key. Post-nuclear future. Earth has been almost completely submerged by oceans. Industria, an hyper-technological isle, is the new world capital. Conan is the sole survivor of a group of astronauts who attempted to flee the Earth as nuclear bombs fell. He will meet a girl named Lana and will attempt to rescue her when she is kidnapped by Industria's soldiers. Mobile Suit Gundam 1979. The year is Universal Century 0079, and the space colonies, led by the Principality of Zeta, have declared war on the Earth Federation. The Earth Federation is storing and testing a new piloted robot for use in the fight against the Principality of Zeta in one of these colonies. Before being transported to the Federation's headquarters on Earth, the experimental RX-78 Gundam mobile suit is forced into combat with a civilian pilot and an untested crew. Will they be able to escape, let alone deliver the RX-78 to Earth, with so few resources available against its brightest and best? Tsurikichi Sanpei 1980. Mihira Sanpei is a guy who loves fishing. The village where he lives in is a natural environment that provides different kinds of fishing challenges. He takes part in different fishing contests on the way. He encounters all kinds of rivals and companions. Tiger Mask 2 1981. In second season, the second-generation Tiger Mask defends the honor of the wrestling ring against an evil organization that plots to take over sports all over the world. Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp 1982. This is the story of Aladdin, a young boy who is tricked by an evil wizard into entering a cave with a great treasure and an old lamp that he must bring to him. He meets the lamp slave and marries the Princess Madril, becoming the most famous kid in town. Captain Tsubasa 1983. It's a story of a talented 11-year-old elementary school student begins his journey as he moves to a new city and a new school, and his ultimate goal is to represent Japan in FIFA World Cup. Fist of the North Star 1984. After being betrayed and left for dead in the March 15, 2022, brave-hearted warrior Kenshiro journeys through a post-apocalyptic wasteland in search of his rival, Shin, who has kidnapped his beloved fiancée Yuria. Kenshiro uses his deadly fighting form, Hakudo Shinken, to protect the helpless from bloodthirsty ravagers during his journey. Kenshiro quickly finds himself involved with more than he bargained for when his exploits attract the attention of greater enemies, such as warlords and rival martial artists. Hakudo Shinken's successor is forced to put his skills to the test in order to reclaim what he values most. Kenshiro is gradually transformed into the savior of an irradiated and violent world as new challenges arise, and the battle against injustice intensifies, namely his conflict with Shin and the rest of the Nanto Seiken School of Martial Arts. Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam 1985. In Universal Century 0087, and the one-year war between the Earth Federation and Principality of Zeta is over. The Earth Federation has created the Titans, an elite task force tasked with hunting down the remaining Zeta forces. The power-hungry Titans, on the other hand, have proven to be no better than Zeta, prompting the formation of the Anti-Earth Union Group. Dragon Ball 1986. Goku is a young boy who lives in the woods until he is discovered by Bulma, who is searching for a set of magical objects known as the Dragon Balls. Bulma hopes to collect all 7 artifacts and wish for a perfect boyfriend, as the artifacts are said to grant one wish to whoever collects them all. Bulma finds out that Goku has a Dragon Ball, but he refuses to give it up, so she strikes a deal with him. He can accompany her on her journey if he lets her borrow the Dragon Ball's power. With that, the two embarked on a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. On there they meet the old mutant Roshi and Wantobe disciple Kuririn along the way, with whom Goku trains to improve his martial arts skills in preparation for the upcoming World Martial Arts Tournament. It's not all fun and games, though. The ability to grant any wish is a powerful one, and there are plenty of people who would do much worse than wish for a boyfriend. They train to become stronger fighters in order to stop those who would try to abuse the legendary power, and they use their newfound strength to help those around them. Mr. Ajitko 1987. Ajiyashi Yoichi, along with his mother, runs the restaurant. Murata Genjiro walks into the eating house one day and is taken aback by the delectable taste and deft culinary skills of Yaoichi's Katsudon. Yaoichi is then invited to the Agi-O building, where he competes in a spaghetti match with Marui, the in-house Italian chef. Yaoichi's innovative culinary concepts, combined with his passion for providing the best service to his guests, enable him to defeat Marui in the match. Yaoichi begins to compete with other competitors in the race for the best tastes and dishes from then on. Sakige Kot Okujuku 1988. Heihachi Adajima, the private school's brilliant principal, was a World War II war hero. He prepared his students to participate actively in politics, economics, and industry in Japan and around the world, despite the fact that the method of instruction was highly antiquated. The martial arts depicted in this series are also highly choreographed and incorporate a variety of techniques.
昨日は外人、今日は日本男児か。くるくる変わる女心。俺はバカな女は嫌いだ。
Dragon Ball Z 1989. Goku returned with his new son, Gohan, but just as things seem to be settling down, the adventures begin again. Whether he's fighting Frieza, Cell, or Buu, Goku has proven to be an elite in his own right. He discovers his race, Saiyan, and can reach Super Saiyan 3 form. He meets a lot of new people and makes allies and enemies while still managing to raise a family and be the happy-go-lucky Saiyan that he is. The anime takes a more serious tone and introduces characters, situations, and backstories not found in the manga. In the 1990s, anime started to become more mainstream, and you can notice certain aesthetic in the 90s anime. Nadia the Secret of Blue Water 1990. Set in an alternate universe 1889, the world is on the pinnacle of great discoveries in technology. In mankind's grasp for the future, a sinister foe known only as Gargoyle, obsessed with restoring the former Atlantean Empire to the glory it once held, begins his plans to take over the world. Nadia, with the help of a young inventor, Jean Roclardic, and Captain Nemo of the submarine Nautilus, must fight to save the world from Gargoyle and Neo-Atlantis. It's based on the novel 20000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Get a Robo Go 1991. A genius scientist is trying to conquer the world from his polar baz using his super robots. Japan's defense agency has also developed Taro, but named Get a Robo Go to defeat him. Yu Hakusho 1992. Yusukure Meshi, the 14th of February 26, delinquent with a bleak future, is given a miraculous chance to change his life when he throws himself in front of a moving car to save a young boy one fateful day. His ultimate sacrifice is so out of character that the Spirit Realm's authorities aren't ready to let him go yet. Konma, the heir to the Spirit Realm's throne, offers Yusuke the chance to reclaim his life by completing a series of tasks. As a spirit detective, he is to thwart evil presences on Earth under the guidance of the death god Botan. To help him on his venture, Yusuke enlists ex-rival Kazuma Kuwabara and two demons, He and Kurama, who have criminal pasts. Together, they train and battle against enemies who would threaten humanity's very existence. Slam Dunk 1993. Sakuragi Hanamichi is a junior high punk who is used to getting into fights and being rejected by girls, until he meets Haruko Akaji, the girl of his dreams. He will go to any length to win her heart, including joining the school basketball team, which is led by Haruko's brother and aims to conquer the nation. The issue is that Sakuragi has never played basketball before, and a freshman sensation is depriving him of the spotlight and Haruko's affection. Captain Tsubasa J 1994. It's the third season of Captain Tsubasa about that kid who wanted to represent Japan in FIFA World Cup. Gundam Wing 1995. The United Earth Sphere Alliance is a powerful military alliance that has ruled Earth and its satellites with an iron fist for decades. The colonial leader was assassinated when the colonies declared their opposition. In the year after Colony 195, enraged colonial rebels launch Operation Meteor, sending 5 powerful mobile suits to Earth to exact vengeance. These Gundams, made of a nearly indestructible material called Gundanium Ally, launch an attack on the Alliance and its sub-organization Oz. After an atmospheric battle against Oz's ace pilot Sex Marquis, one Gundam, whose pilot has taken the name of the slain colony leader Hiro Yui, is forced to make a crash landing into the ocean. Relena Pisacraft, the daughter of a peace-seeking politician, finds him on the beach and witnesses Hiro's descent to Earth. This encounter will have a profound impact on both their lives as well as those on Earth and in space colonies. Detective Conan 1996. Shinichi Kyudao, a high school student of astounding talent in detective work, is well known for having solved several challenging cases. One day, when Shinichi spots two suspicious men and decides to follow them, he inadvertently becomes witness to a disturbing illegal activity. Unfortunately, he is caught in the act, so the men dose him with an experimental drug formulated by their criminal organization, leaving him to his death. But surprisingly now in the body of a 7-year-old child. He hides his real identity from everyone, including his childhood friend and her father, Private Detective Kaguru Mori. Detective Conan Akaya Shinichi starts secretly solving the senior Mori's cases from behind the scenes with his still exceptional skills, while covertly investigating the organization responsible for his current state, hoping to reverse the drug's effects someday.
そしてグラマーなお嬢さん。グラマー。見た？何を？
Pokemon 1997. 10-year-old Satoshi goes to adventure's journey to become the world's best Pokemon trainer in the world.
I have to take this into my own hands. I'll take care of these 3 clowns.
That's pretty big talk coming from such a little lady.
At least you're right about the pretty part.
The girl thinks she's pretty.
I agree with her. I think she's pretty too. Pretty pathetic.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 1998. Muto Yugi's grandfather gave him the Sennen Thousand-Year Puzzle, an ancient relic. He finished the puzzle and was possessed by an ancient pharaoh's spirit. The pharaoh has no recollection of who he is or how he ended up in the puzzle in the first place. The pharaoh keeps an eye out for Yugi and his companions, and Yugi agrees to assist the pharaoh in regaining his memory and putting him to rest so that he can move on to the afterlife and leave Yugi's body. Basically, it's about cards. Hunter x Hunter 1999. Hunter x Hunter is a classic shounen that follows the story of Gin and his 3 companions aspiring hunters as they embark on a perilous adventure, fighting for their dreams while defying the odds. Gin is training to become a hunter in order to track down his father, who abandoned him as a child. A hunter is simply someone who has obtained a hunting license, and the concept of hunting can encompass almost anything. As long as you pass the difficult and deadly hunter's exam and obtain your license, you can do whatever you want with it. So there are all kinds of hunters, from those who hunt criminals to those who are criminals, and those who attempt to master the art of cooking. Hajime no Ippo 2000. Makanouchi Ippo has spent his entire life being bullied. In the midst of yet another round of bullying, Ippo is rescued by Takamura Mamoru, a boxer. Ippo passes out due to his injuries and is taken to the Kamigawa boxing gym for treatment. He is awed and amazed by his new surroundings in the gym as he regains consciousness, but he lacks the confidence to try anything. Takamura forces Ippo to punch a punching bag with a photograph of a classmate. Ippo only feels something stirring inside him after that and asks Takamura to train him in boxing. Ippo's journey to the top of the boxing world begins with a sudden desire to get stronger. Hellsing 2001. Hellsing follows the anti-heroic vampire Alucard and a police girl turned vampire Sarah's Victoria, 2 vampires employed by England's Hellsing organization of Empire Extermination Group. Slowly but steadily, they discover a new breed of vampires emerging as a result of their active duty. Naruto 2002. Naruto is considered one of the best shounen anime ever. Naruto is a hyperactive and knuckle-headed ninja who struggles to find his place in the village while his burning desire to become the Hokage of Konohagakure leads him not only to some great new friends, but also to some deadly foes. Fullmetal Alchemist 2003. Edward Elric and his brother, Alphonse Elric, and their quest of searching for the Philosopher's Stone in order to bring back what they've lost and fix a mistake made in the past. Bleach 2004. Ichigo Kurosaki is a 15-year-old boy who has an ability to see spirits. He is able to meet Rukia Kachiki, a female death god Aka Shinigami. As a result of his ability, Rukia transfers her Shinigami powers to Ichigo in order to protect his family and friends from soul-leading spirits hollows. Rukia takes on a human body, and the two of them work together to solve mysteries involving spirits and hollows until two other Shinigami appear from the spirit world and explain that it is illegal to transfer Shinigami powers to humans and that Rukia has exceeded the time limit for staying in the human world. Ichigo snaps and swears to everyone that he will retrieve Rukia by breaking into the spirit world after they sentence her to death for breaking the law. One Piece 2005. One Piece follows the adventures of Luffy and his pirate crew in order to find the greatest treasure ever. Death Note 2006. 2006 is considered one of the best years for anime, and Death Note is one of those anime which is popular among the mass audience. Death Note is about a guy named Light is a guy who is completely bored. One day, he discovers the Death Note, a notebook from the realm of the death gods that grants him the ability to kill people in any manner he chooses. With the Death Note in his possession, Light sets out to create his ideal world, free of crime and criminals. When criminals start dying one by one, the authorities enlist the help of legendary Detective L to find the killer, setting off a battle of wits, deception, and logic. Naruto Shippuden 2007. It has been 2.5 years since Naruto left Konohagakure, the Hidden Leaf Village, for intense training following events that fueled his desire to be stronger. Now Akatsuki, the mysterious organization of elite rogue ninja, is closing in on their grand plan which may threaten the safety of the entire shinobi world. Koji Sar 2, 2008. It's season 2 of this series. It's been a year since the Black Rebellion's failure and the alleged death of Zero. To try to prevent future uprisings and suppress rebellious thoughts, Britannia has given Area 11 the status of correctional education, in which 11s are made an example of by force. Unwitting high school student Lelouch, unaware of his rebellious past as Zero, stumbles upon a plot involving his life and that of a mysterious woman known as CC, who reveals to him his forgotten purpose and true self. Lelouch sets out to finish what he started by destroying his assailants and declaring himself Zero once more. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood 2009. The highest rated anime on all of my anime list ever. Angel Beats 2010. When Otogi wakes up, he discovers he is no longer alive. They're in the afterlife, and Otogi realizes the only thing he remembers about himself is his name, thanks to a rifle-toting girl named Yuri. Yuri informs him that she is the leader of the Shindaseki Sensen Afterlife Battlefront, which is at war with Tenchi. Otogi tries to talk to Tenchi because he doesn't believe Yuri's claims that she is evil, but the conversation doesn't go as planned. Otogi joins the SSS in order to fight Tenchi, but he is strangely drawn to her. He gradually unravels the mysteries of the afterlife while attempting to regain his memories and understand Tenchi. Hunter x Hunter 2011. Like I told you, it's a story of Gin who aspires to become a hunter. Sword Art Online 2012. In the year 2022, the players of Sword Art Online, a virtual reality MMORPG, are trapped and fighting for their lives. Kirito, a powerful swordsman, and his friends embark on a quest to free all the minds trapped in Aincrad after it is announced that the only way to leave the game is to beat it. Attack on Titan 2013. Centuries ago, mankind was slaughtered to near extinction by monstrous humanoid creatures called Titans. The remnants of humanity began living within defensive barriers, resulting in 100 years without a single Titan encounter. Teenage boy Eren and his foster sister Mikasa witness something horrific as the city walls are destroyed by a supergiant that appears out of thin air. As the smaller giants flood the city, the two kids watch in horror as their mother is eaten alive. Eren vows that he will murder every single giant and take revenge for all of mankind. Your Lie in April 2014. Until his mother died when he was 11 years old, Xiaramo was a piano prodigy. He lost interest in piano as a result of the shock of losing her, and his life has been monotonous ever since. Tsubaki, his childhood friend, introduces him to Kaori, a free-spirited violinist, when he is 14. Her enthusiasm rekindles his passion for music and life. One Punch Man 2015. One Punch Man is a superhero. He can defeat any enemy with one punch because he is so strong. He has become bored and frustrated with winning all his battles, so easily he trains so hard that his hair has fallen out. My Hero Academia 2016. A superhero-loving boy without any power is determined to enroll in a prestigious hero academy and learn what it really means to be a hero. Black Clover 2017. Asta and Yuna were abandoned at the same church on the same day. Asta aspires to be the kingdom's greatest mage. He only has one issue. He is unable to use magic. Asta is fortunate in that he is given the extremely rare 5-leaf clover grimoire, which grants him anti-magic abilities. Despite his inability to use magic, he intends to become the Wizard King. My Hero Academia 3 2018. The third season of My Hero Academia follows Izuku Midoriya, an ambitious student training to become a hero like his role model, All Might. Deku must take a stand with his classmates and fight for their survival as one of the students caught up in the chaos of the villain attack. Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2 2019. Eren, Mikasa, Armin, and the rest of the Scout Regiment return to Shiganshina in the hopes of retaking Wall Maria and discovering the answers humanity seeks in Grisha's basement. Attack on Titan. The final season 2020. Eren is still trying to save the humanity. Demon Slayer. Kaimitsu no Yabi Entertainment District Arc 2021. Only 2 members of a family survive a demon attack. Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko, who is slowly turning into a demon. To avenge his family and heal his sister, Tanjiro decides to become a demon slayer, and its animation is great. Attack on Titan the final season Part 2 2022. Thanks for watching the video.